because I think this is like 5th time I'm trying to record this, and I'm very close to giving up. So if this actually goes on YouTube, I'll be very surprised. Maybe I'm not meant to record this today. But hello everyone, my name is Natalia. This is Crafting with Natalia. This is the usual chaos that happens on this channel. And this is channel about crafting, mainly diamond painting and cross-stitch, but there may be other things to come in the future. And what do I want to say? Well, well, I said it already so many times that honestly, guys, I forgot what I wanted to say. But this is a good start. I'm having a coffee in my llama mug. Just to, I don't know, maybe you guys grab a drink as well. We can have a coffee together or something. But okay, let me think what I said last time when I was recording this, and then I realized I didn't press the record button. I think I pressed it and then I pressed it again and it never started recording. So, okay. So, welcome to my channel. It's so lovely to see you here. If you're new here, I'm surprised that you're still here after this intro. But it's lovely to see you here. If you're coming back, that's amazing. I'm always so happy when people come back to my channel, when people subscribe. It gives me so much joy. It really brings a smile on my face to see you guys that you enjoy my videos and to read your comments and stuff. So thank you so much for coming back, or thank you so much for visiting if you're here for the first time. Okay, so today I was going to record a short Flosstube video. It was meant to be quick, but because I'm recording it for like the 5th time now, it's not quick at all. I feel like I've been doing this forever now. But no, I've only been recording introduction and every time something's gone wrong. Okay, but it's meant to be a Flosstube, so it's meant to be a video about cross-stitch, and today I just wanted to give you an update on what I've been working on over the past, I guess 4 weeks, because my previous Flosstube I recorded was on Easter weekend, so it's already been a month. I can't believe it really, but it's already been a month since Easter. Wow. Yes, it's a beautiful Saturday morning here in London, where I live. So it's the 14th of May, I think. My calendar is wrong. I'm looking at my calendar, but it says the 12th. I haven't changed it since 2 days ago, but I think it's actually 14th today. And yeah, it's a beautiful sunny sunny morning. It's beautiful outside, and honestly, I want to go and do stuff. Well, I've got lots of things I want to do today. You know, I tend to be quite busy on Saturdays, and lately I've also been going to the gym because I signed up to a gym challenge to kind of get a bit fitter for the summer, and so I have to go 3 times a week now. And so I've already been 2 times, and also we have these weekly workshops that we can go to as well, and so I've been to that. But I still have 1 more workout to do this week, so today would be a perfect day to do it. I need to do some cleaning, I need to buy some things, and just generally, you know, it'd be nice to get out in the sun. So really, I don't want to, first of all, you know, spend all morning recording a video, which seems to be the case. But also, I don't want to keep you guys for any longer than you need to be here, because I realize how many wonderful videos are being released every week on YouTube. It's just been, you know, I can't keep up, honestly. There's so many wonderful creators out there and so many interesting videos to watch. So I don't even know why you're here, honestly, like why you're wasting your time with me, but thank you so much. It's really, it means so much to me that you find the time to watch this, because I know how hard it is actually to be able to watch all the videos that you want. Like if you're like me, I'm subscribing to so many people, and I keep finding new videos that I want to watch. So yeah, so it's becoming a bit hard. So I really feel for you as well, and I completely understand if you don't have time for this nonsense. But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to share my cross stitch for the past 4 weeks, and normally what I do, so I'm going to try something different today, it may be a complete failure, but what I normally do is I record everything like here, so I show you like all the bits of what I've stitched on here, and then I show you, and then basically, okay, so my front camera it's a little bit, it's not very good at focusing. So I can show you things from far away, and that's fairly good. It comes fairly, you know, you can see most of the things quite well. But then to see the detail of the stitching, I usually tend to either record a short video or take a picture with my back camera, which is much better at focusing close up. And so I generally tend to then insert these videos or the pictures into the main video, but that takes quite a bit of time to do, and sometimes that actually stops me from recording Flosstube, because I realize how many, you know, I need to prepare and how many things I need to edit, and in the end I kind of end up not recording it, or it takes me a while then to post it because I need to edit so much. And so I just wanted to try something out, and it may not work out. Like, I may not even end up posting this video in the end. I wouldn't even be surprised, to be honest, but I just wanted to try it out one time and see how it goes. So for diamond painting videos, I normally just show my table and what's on my table, and I thought I could just try and do that as well, and if I need to I can always flip back to this camera, but I thought maybe I could actually flick I could change to my back camera for the main Flosstube parts to show you my stitching on the back camera in more detail straight away, and then if I need to do something extra I can always go back to my front camera. And I don't know, I just wanted to see how it works. Maybe it's a very bad idea, maybe we're all going to hate it, maybe I'm going to hate it, maybe you're going to hate it, and that's fine. You can let me know if you like it or not, but I just wanted to try something new and see if it works. So I'm going to do it today, and I'm going to go straight to it. Well, after I have a sip of coffee, but I'm going to have a sip of coffee and then flip my camera, and then I'll see you on the other side. So fingers crossed that's gonna work. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So first off, I wanted to show you my very small finish. So sorry for the noise. That's outside of my window. But so the one thing that I managed to finish is my first ever biscornu, which is this lovely little pillow. That's actually, this is a design from Tiny Modernist. I think it's called November Poppies, because I think they had a year when they were designing like a different biscornu for every month of the year, and this was the November release. So I just got it from their website. It's just a Tiny Modernist website. I'll try and link it below if I remember. She also has, the lady who runs this shop, she also has a tutorial on YouTube for how to put these together. And that was actually very helpful, because I have never ever made a biscornu before. I've never stitched one before, and I didn't even know really what it was, and I didn't know how to put it together. So then I found this tutorial, and that was very helpful actually. So I will try and remember to link that below as well, but I'm pretty sure you can just find it by googling or by maybe on YouTube. You can search for Tiny Modernist biscornu tutorial, and that should come up. It's actually very easy. So it's just two squares that are put together. So you basically join a corner of one of the squares with like the side of the other square, and then you just stitch them one by one, kind of square together until you reach the end of the edge, and then you just turn the corner, and then you stitch, you know, all the stitches together again, and then you stuff it with some stuffing, and then you close it, and then you just put buttons. So there's one button here and one on top as well. So I just used two small red buttons. They're different, slightly different, the one on the top and the one on the bottom. I really enjoyed working on this. Like, it's such a fun design to stitch. It's really cute. It's a very easy stitch. It doesn't take a lot of concentration because it's symmetrical on four corners. So you're stitching the same kind of repeating unit 4 times. And the only thing that gets a bit confusing is that you have to remember which way your stitching are facing, because once you turn it, it's very easy to forget that actually this is not the top of your, like, so your stitches may not be going in the right direction. So the left may not always be going, the top leg may not always be going to the left or right, whichever way you stitch. So just with these designs, you have to be a little bit careful, I guess, to make sure that all your stitches are still pointing in the same direction. Yeah, but it was really fun to stitch. I love the colors on this one. I loved there was like 3 or 4 shades of red and very bright red, and 3 or 4 shades of green, also very bright, very, very pretty. So I really enjoyed stitching this little design. And there's quite a bit of backstitch, and I think it really adds a lot of character to this. It's a really lovely design, you know. I really love this backstitch on here. Yeah, so I don't know if there was anything else. Oh yeah, I know. So this turned out being quite small for me, but I think it's because I stitched it on 18 count. So of course, if I stitched it like on 14 count, it would be quite a bit bigger. But I had a fabric that I wasn't sure what to do with, and I thought I may try and use it and see what happens. The fabric is called Davosa. I may put it on the screens just so that you can see how to spell this, though you may actually be familiar with it. I've never had this fabric before, and I wasn't really sure how it's, you know, how good it's for stitching, like if I'm going to enjoy stitching on it and what it looks like when it's stitched up. It's kind of like Aida, but it's got bigger holes. I don't know, you should be able to see it in here, like you should be able to even see the holes from quite far away. So I was a bit worried that it may be quite transparent. But actually, even though I didn't carry threads a lot, but there are some carried threads in the back, and you can't see them at all, really. So it's not really that transparent. I guess because the actual like threads of the fabric are quite thick. So I guess it covers whatever's in the back of the fabric. So actually, I really enjoyed stitching on this fabric, and I'm going to get some more of it because it was really nice. I don't know, it was very easy to stitch on because it's kind of like Aida, but it's much softer than Aida, and it felt, I don't know, it felt more maybe like even weave with very low count for an even weave. I don't know, it was quite fun to stitch on. I definitely recommend that you try it if you're interested. Yeah, so most of the stitching is on the top part of the design, so that top square, that's quite heavily stitched. You have all the flowers here, and then on the bottom part it's only the corners that are stitched, so only these little bits here. Yeah, but it was really fun to stitch. I really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to stitch more designs like this one, some more biscornus, but even just, I really love this kind of type, this type of artwork, or I don't know how to call this, like this type of pattern with these backstitch. It's very cute. I know, it's a very cute stitching, so I definitely want to stitch more designs like this one. Okay, but that's that. And then majority of my time, of my stitchy time, was actually devoted to a new project, which I know last time I said I wasn't going to stitch anything new. But then I had this design that I really wanted to stitch, and you may have seen my kind of stitch with me / whip and chat video where I was stitching on this lovely design. So this is a pattern, a chart from Cottage Garden Samplings, which recently I've seen, I don't know, for some reason I've been seeing these charts. I think because they have this series going this year. What's it called? The one with animals for every month. With the fox for January, and then swans for February. It's got a name, the series got a name which now escaped me. But it's a very, very cute, lovely series. And I've been seeing these designs, and I started looking into this company, and there's so many lovely designs from them. So they had some other, so I think this series was also like a year-long series, and this is, so it was called The Time for All Seasons, and this is number 2 from that series. And I actually bought quite a few charts. I may show some of them to you at the end of this video, just a kind of mini haul. Because I kind of fell in love with the designs from this company. There's quite a few designs that I'd really love to stitch. And this one I thought was very fitting with the fact that I recently got engaged. And I just wanted to kind of celebrate the engagement by stitching something as well. Like, I don't know, I saw this design and I thought that this is actually so beautiful. I think, I don't know, like it's very romantic, very cute, and it really fits the occasion. Now, I wanted first of all to stitch the pigeons, but I got really distracted. So I started with the top corner and I was going to stitch the outlines of the pigeons, but I ended up just stitching the outline and I got to the heart. So I only stitched a bit of the outline, got to the heart, and I got completely distracted with the heart. So I ended up stitching the whole heart actually, and the key, and a little bit of that plant here. But I never actually stitched the pigeons. So what I have, let me show you what I have. And I'm really sorry I didn't iron my things today, so there's a big crease going through it, but let me show you. This is what I have, and I'll show you my needleminder as well. This is a needleminder. I think I showed you that on my last video when I was unboxing my needleminders. This is from Denkai Designs, which is a UK needleminder seller. So hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can show you better here. So these are like my started pigeons, but I got distracted. The outline is kind of, it's funny color. So I'm using, well, in terms of threads, I thought I was just going to use DMCs. So this is DMC, but I think on the actual chart, that outline is not DMC. Let me just double check. On the chart, yeah, on the chart, the outline is a pebble color from Gentle Art threads. Now I just wanted to stitch with DMCs initially, then I was on Patchwork Rabbit ordering some more charts and I saw some threads there, but actually they didn't have these specific Gentle Art threads that were called for, so I didn't I didn't order them in the end because they were not in stock. But in the end, so I kept basically, okay, so I started with DMCs, I stitched this with DMCs, I stitched the outline of the heart and the key with DMCs. I've changed this, I think this is 3721, now I can't remember again. I will put it on the screen because I put it last time, but I forgot again what color this is, but it's just a DMC, so I've changed it from the pattern. On the pattern, the key is actually brown, like here. But I've changed the key to yellow, kind of like, it's like a gold yellow. I wanted it to be more gold. And I actually really like this color. I think this color works really well for the key, so I'm very happy. It was kind of a random choice, but I'm really happy how this color is looking. So again, I'll put it on the screen which color exactly that is. I think it's 3721, but I may have mixed it up. I probably mixed it up, to be honest. I don't know. There's a bit of something here. Okay, and then these, I think I also just picked a couple DMC colors. I may just put them on the screen, what they are. But yeah, I just picked a couple DMC colors from my stash. I wanted, so you see on the original design that they're quite dark. And I wanted them to be a bit more vibrant because I love these vibrant greens. So that's why I picked these two colors. But then I did order some threads in the end from Patchwork Rabbit, which were not Gentle Art, they were Weeks Dye Works. And let me see if I have them here. So again, I showed them on my Stitch With Me, but just quickly show you again. So this is the begonia, and then this is the Berry Splash. And I wanted to order, so again, they didn't have the threads that were called for. So normally you should have chalk from the Gentle Art Simply Shaker sample threads. You should have, yeah, the chalk, but they didn't have that in stock. So I just ordered some Weeks Dye Works that looked like they could be kind of whitish for the pigeons. They may be a bit too white though, so I don't know, but I was going to, with DMCs, I was just going to make the pigeons white anyway, so I may just use this for the pigeons and see how that looks. I don't really see any variegation on this. It kind of looks just white, so I'm not really sure. So this is called Bashful, but I'm not really sure how that's different from white. I can't really see. I don't know, it just looks white to me, to be honest, so I don't know how that's different from like white DMC. But I don't know, I'll try stitching with it and I'll let you know. Yeah, but I used these two colors to fill in the heart. Well, not all of it, so this is DMC and this is DMC, but this is this is quite heavily variegated Berry Splash. It may be a little bit too variegated for my liking. I really like these light colors, but these dark bits, I'm not too fond of these very dark bits. I think it's just too much variegation for me. I'd prefer it to be more uniform. And this one is, I prefer this color. So this is the begonia one, and I don't know, on my camera it looks very red. Maybe I try and show in a different light. Maybe, you know what, I'll flip into my front camera in a minute and I'll see if that looks different on the front camera, and you can tell me, guys, what, I don't know, if you see the difference in the colors, because it looks very, very red now on here. Let me actually see if I can change some settings. Okay, so I'm just testing out some other settings. Maybe this is a bit more true to color. I don't know, but this is quite a dark kind of red, and I think it looks like it's slightly variegated on here, but actually I can't see that much variegation on the actual design. So maybe it's like a very, very small amount of variegation, so you can barely see it when you stitch with it, and I prefer that. I don't think I like very much when you have so much variegation, because I don't know, now that looks like this part of the heart is kind of bruised. I don't know, like it's kind of patchy. So yes, I prefer when it's like less variegated, but still I think it looks quite, you know, it looks nice in the end. Like, it's a lovely heart. And I think right now it looks a bit strange because I only see part of the pigeons, but I think once we have the whole pigeons there and the bits around it, it will look better as well. So I'm gonna wait and see how that looks. Okay, and so I think that's it basically that I wanted to tell you about this one. I mean, I don't know, I may be forgetting something, but yeah, I don't know right now. But I think this will be, well, again, I say these things, but then I never stitch on what I say I will stitch. Plus, I have some other ideas, which I will tell you. I'll flip my camera back later too, so that you can see me, and I'll tell you more about some other ideas. But I was thinking I'd really like to finish this relatively soon. So that's why I stitched on it a lot. Actually, this is quite a lot of stitching. And I think I spent like maybe 2 weeks, you know, just stitching on this. Of course, I was doing other things as well, like my diamond painting, or like, you know, I have some crochet that I started. But yeah, this was like my main focus in terms of cross stitch. I was stitching on this for quite a few days without changing to any different projects, and I'd really love to finish it soon. So I don't know, maybe even by next video, if I really put my mind to it, I may be able to finish it by the next video, or, you know, summertime anyway, I'd like to see it finished. So that's this one. Okay. Well, one thing I should say, I'm stitching it on, well, that would be a good thing if I knew what I'm stitching it on. But it is even with, it's 32 count. Okay, it's 32 count. I would say this is Murano, because lately I've been buying Murano. I quite enjoy stitching on 32 count Murano. You know, it's quite easy to stitch on, and it's very even, you know, as even weaves are compared to linen. So I quite like that kind of the fact that it's so even to stitch on, and I just find it easier to stitch on than linen. I can't remember if it's called dark blue. I just got it from eBay, so I'm not sure what's the official name of this color, but I think it was just called dark blue. I'm not sure, but I may be lying to you, but it's just a kind of, it's just a bluish kind of color, really. I will show you in a minute actually something else I was stitched on. Actually, I could pull it out now to show you the difference. I don't know how well my camera will pick the difference, but after I stitched on this, I realized this is May, well, I mean, I realized this is May. It's more, I was looking on Instagram and I saw that quite a few people are stitching on Mirabilias right now. Because there's like Mirabilia May or Mira May on Instagram. So I saw a lot of Mirabilias, and I think also Chris from XrossStich was stitching on his Mirabilia, and I got a bit jealous, and so I pulled out my Mirabilia, which I started back in October, I think, but I haven't stitched on since then. So I will actually try. So this one was a new start, so I don't have any previous pictures for this one, but for my Mirabilia I should have a previous picture, so I will try and dig that out, and I will insert this here. And so my Mirabilia, well, I pulled it out and I wanted to put a few stitches in it, and it's also stitched on 32 count Murano, but I think it's stitched on slate blue versus the pigeons being stitched on What are they stitched on again? I think dark blue. I'm not sure. I think it's dark blue. It's not colonial blue, because there's also a colonial blue, but it's not colonial blue. It's something else. I think it's dark blue. So this is slate blue. Okay, and this is the other blue. So there's kind of two different shades. So this is much more gray, and this is much more blue, I would say. But they're both kind of grayish, to be honest. I was hoping this would be more blue. From the picture on eBay, I was hoping this would be more blue, but it kind of ended up also being a bit grayish. So they're both kind of different shades of gray blue. Okay, but so this was my pigeons, and now my mirror. So I showed you the picture previously. I may just insert it again here, so you can see the difference. So I'll try and insert it here so you can see them side by side. Let me just, yeah. Okay, and so just so you can see it better, I may lift it up a little bit. So this Needleminder, I think, or I can't remember the shop's name. I will insert it on the screen, but it was something vintage bits. I don't know, something with vintage. I will try and find it and put it on the screen. But this is how much progress I've made on my mirror. And honestly, I'm starting to understand why people make so much fuss about mirrors. So I've been kind of, I don't know, over the past few days, I was going, I don't know, a lot of things were going through my head about, you know, about mirrors in general, whether I want to stitch on it, whether I don't want to stitch on it, and whether I like it or whether I don't like it. I don't know. There's obviously a lot of talk about Mirabilias in the cross-stitch world, and they seem to be like this thing that people love to stitch, and I don't know, they seem to be like this, I don't know, the higher level stitching, or I don't know, they're very worshipped by the stitchers, or by a lot of stitchers. I never used to feel that way about them. Like when I saw other people showing them, I thought like they look nice, yeah, but I wasn't even sure for a while if I was ever going to stitch one of them. But I wanted to see what all the fuss was about, first of all, and everybody says you have to see them in real life, because it will never, like, if you see them on the video or on the picture, it never shows you the true, you know, the true beauty of them. And I started stitching this one, and I quite enjoyed, you know, I started it. I also, because I've never done any beading, so I also tried adding some beads in here just to see how the beading works, because I've never done any, so to see if I can even do it. So that's why I have some beads here in the middle. And now I finished stitching the collar, and I actually stitched one arm and a little bit here of that plant, because I was curious how that's gonna look. And right now it kind of doesn't look amazing, but I'm starting to see what people mean by them being so beautiful and so unique. I think it's the shading in the color that's really convincing me that this may actually end up being beautiful one day, even though right now it doesn't look it, yeah. Right now it kind of just looks like a bunch of stitches. My arm ended up being very uneven, so I tried doing the 1/1 skin, because everybody seems to be talking about it, and I wanted also to see what all the fuss is about of 1/1 skin. But I did something that I heard on Teresa's little stitcher channel. She was recently talking about it, is that you can do 1/1 skin in 2/1 10 stitch. And I thought that's much quicker, and yeah, that sounds like a much better idea. But actually, it ended up being quite uneven. So that arm is a bit kind of, it's a bit messy. Honestly, the stitching on the arm is quite messy. So I'm not convinced about that 1/1. I'm not sure if I would do it again. Like once I've done the arm, I don't want to rip it out, because it's going to take me forever to rip it out. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to do 1/1 stitching. There's another arm going here, and there's her head. Actually, I should have shown you the full picture, right? So I can put it next to this. So this is what she should look like. So her other arm is going here, and then this is her head and her wings and stuff. So there's still quite a bit of skin, and I'm going to keep going with the 1/1 because I don't want to rip this out. But honestly, I'm not sure. To me, this looks a bit weird. I think I would just prefer to have normal stitches there. If I could go back, if I really wanted, I could rip it out, but I'm not going to, because it's too much effort, and it took me quite a few hours to stitch this. Now it's kind of a shame to take it out, and honestly I can't be bothered. So I'm going to stitch the rest of her skin 1/1 as well. or rather 2/110 stitch, and just see how it turns out in the end. Because also I think, you know, we'll be looking at her from a distance because she's a big lady, so it's a big piece of fabric. So this is just, well, I can't, I'm looking at my camera, but this is just this part here, so just the middle of her body. So I still have most of her dress to go on here, and then all her wings and stuff going on the other side, so she's going to be very big. So of course this will be looked at from a distance, so that the uneven stitching is going to get lost, because this is just going to be a small part of the whole design. So I think, yeah, I think maybe that, you know, it won't look as weird once it's part of the full picture. It won't attract as much attention, the fact that it's quite uneven. Again, I didn't iron as well, and also I don't know if you can iron with the beads. Maybe if you put like towels, I don't know, but I'm a bit worried if something's gonna happen if I iron the beads, so I don't know what people do with that. Yeah, but the fabric is quite creased as well, so that's not helping as well. It looks kind of messy right now, but it's gonna be fine. I'm sure when it's stretched, it's gonna look lovely. Anyway, so I started stitching on that plant here. So it's like a flower with well, I don't know, there are like these lines that are going between the flowers and stuff. And so I think next time when I stitch on her, I'm not sure when that will be, I will first of all want to finish her skin, but then I'd want to probably do a bit more of these flowers, and also there's like the peaches, also with the leaves going here. I'd love to stitch them and see how they're looking. And then I think the next thing would be, you know, doing like her hair and finishing off her dress. So yeah, I think she's gonna take a long time. There's a lot of stitching that goes into hair, but I really love to stitch more on hair, because it is quite intriguing to see what she's gonna look like. I'm still not convinced if I'm going to really like her, but I think it's very, very intriguing to see how she's gonna turn out in the end. So I'd like to come back to her relatively soon, but of course I always say that about all my projects, because like that's the thing, I want to stitch on all my projects, so I don't know when I'm going to pull her next time. Okay, and then what else I have to show you? I have my Heartfelt style. So I've done another column in here. Let me see if I can angle my camera slightly differently. Okay, I think this is slightly more even. It was kind of pointing this way, so I kept lifting my fabric for you guys to see it. But now you can hopefully just see. So I've done the second column. It's just kind of repetitive, you know, you're just stitching the same motifs in different color combinations. And I'm not following the original colors. I may insert a picture here of what the original looked like. But it was basically just grays and pinks and greens, and I kind of, I don't know, I basically got bored with stitching the gray border, and I didn't want to stitch any more grays, so I replaced some of the grays. And then also I'm not such a fan of pink, of a lot of like intense pink, so I replaced some of the pink for the yellow as well. And generally I just started stitching my own colors. It's kind of my own color combinations. I just improvise it as I go along. I don't have a plan for how it's going to look. So this is what I ended up with so far. This is my Heartfelt style. So I don't know, you can let me know, guys, if you like the colors or not. I'm not really convinced anymore, but I'm just kind of you know, I'll try and keep stitching on this because it's not a lot of work. You know, it's not a huge amount of stitching, and you know, maybe it will look fine in the end. I'm not convinced about the colors right now, but this is what I have anyway, and we'll see. So now we're in May, so this part has been released, but I haven't stitched it yet. And then it's just June and July, and then the stitch along will be over after that. So it's just a small stitch along. It is quite cute to work on, and the reason why I joined it as well is it was because it's a really nice cause. So this is stitched for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So the Make-A-Wish Foundation, it basically it funds, like, it tries to fulfill some dreams for children with like chronic illnesses or terminal illnesses. It's trying to make a dream come true, you know, something that they you know, they could never normally have, because you know, probably their families couldn't afford it, or maybe it would be difficult to make it happen for them because of their condition. So that foundation then funds you know, the resources to make that dream come true for that child. So I think it's a really beautiful foundation, and so the profits from this pattern go towards that foundation. So I thought, you know, it's a really nice stitch along. It was started in February, which was the Heart Awareness Month for heart disease, and that's how this all started. So yes, I just wanted to join in as well because it's a beautiful reason to be stitching. But yeah, this is just stitched. I think it's also 18 count, because I quite like 18 count. But I think it's just white Aida, really. It just looks like white Aida. So nothing very exciting, just a very simple white Aida. Maybe that's also why I don't like it so much. It's the fabric, but I don't know. I think it's just, I'm just not convinced about the colors at this point. But yeah, I'll keep stitching and see what happens in the end. So another very quick thing that I only added, it maybe just a couple days worth of stitching, I only added a few stitches, and is this is a Seahorse. So I don't think I've ever shown you this because last time I only had a few stitches, so there was no point showing you. But this is a Seahorse from Lesley Teare. I will insert the picture here for what it's meant to look like when it's finished. And I've really wanted to stitch this, and a while ago I put a few stitches in, and then I said I wasn't going to stitch on it until I finished something, but in the end I kind of wanted to stitch on it, and I already started it anyway, so I was like, oh, I'm just going to keep going. So I maybe spend a day or you know, a few hours stitching, just adding these stitches here. So this is where the Seahorse's head will go, and then the rest of him with the little kind of, what do you call this? It's not wings. It's the things that the fishes have. I don't know. I forget all my words, guys. It also has like there's quite a bit of beads. So there's like this seaweed kind of going here, like blue and purple seaweed. And there's a bit of crane going through him, and there's a bit of beads as well. So he should be quite pretty. I'm stitching it on opalescent Aida. I think this is 16 count. Again, it's not iron, so I apologize. This is hand dyed, actually. This is hand dyed by Rolanda, actually. So there's an Etsy shop called HandDyedByRolanda, and it's a Canadian lady who sells hand dyed fabric. And it's a really, really beautiful fabric. I'm not sure if my camera gives it justice in terms of color, but it's a beautiful greenish kind of, it really looks like seawater kind of green, seawater and green. I'll try and maybe show you with my back camera in a second, just so that you can see as well. But it's a beautiful, sorry, I meant with my front camera, but it's a beautiful fabric. It's always hard with the cameras though, to show the true colors of the fabrics. Anyway, so that's basically the Seahorse. I don't really have anything else to say other than there's so many wonderful blues, and some of my favorite colors are in this design. So that's why I think I really enjoy stitching on this, because I love this blue that I stitch with here. I think this is, oh, I'm forgetting all my numbers today, but it's this beautiful blue, a very deep one. And then I think next to it there'll be 995, which is another beautiful blue that I love. So I think this will look lovely when it's done, like with all the blues and purples and greens. I think it will be a very beautiful, vibrant kind of design. So I'm quite looking forward to stitching the rest of it. And the crab, again, I unboxed last time. This is from Denkai Designs as well. It's a big needle minder, but I think it's super cute. And I think it really fits the design with the under the sea kind of motif, so I love the crab side, so I added it here. Okay, but that's it for this one, and I think there's only one more I wanted to show you. So I just finished literally this morning stitching the letter F from my whimsical alphabet saw. So this is it. Let me just show you. Okay. So, and this is my needle minder here. So I think this needle minder, I love this one as well. It says storms don't last forever. And this one I think is from JustSewHaevenly, which is also a UK-based shop for needleminders, which I love. The fabric is from Lakeside Needlecrafts. It's called Fairy Dust Cloud Blue. It says here on the side. Actually, I'm not sure if this is actually made by Lakeside Needlecrafts, or it may be actually oh, what do you call this? This company, the Prince Aida. Oh, what's happening with my memory today? There's a company that it will come to me. It will come to me in a minute, guys. But anyway, I'm not sure if, because Lakeside Needlecraft, sometimes they sell their own fabrics that they print. But this one may actually be, what do you call it? Give me a sec, guys. I've got it, guys. It's fabric flare. That's what I meant, and I think it is because see these. It says FF here, so I think it's probably fabric flare, actually. And so yes, it's called Fairy Dust Cloud Blue / Pink. It's 18 count Aida as well, and it's a printed one, so it means in the back it doesn't have anything. It's just white in the back, and it's only the front that has this design printed on it. It also means that it's fine to wash, which I like. That's part why I'm usually buy fabrics which are not hand dyed, though I have some hand dyed in my stash as well. But I'm always worried about, you know, not being able to wash them, just because I'm clumsy. Or sometimes the frames leave marks as well, or I don't know, I don't know, spill something, or just get it dirty from I don't know, my table or something, or just from my hands even. So I do get worried about using things which are not you know, which I can't wash. So I like printed fabrics, you know, because they make me feel more easy, like I can wash this and that's okay. So that's one reason why I tend to use fabrics like this. But so yeah, so I just stitched letter F. Just finished her. She is fantastic. F for fantastic. I hope you can see her well. She's got a lot of cranic in it. So they all have a lot of cranic. They all have very heavy back stitch. So you see the back stitching is done in either 1 thread or 2 or 3 or even 4 threads. In the big letter it's even 4 threads. So some of it is really thick, and there's a lot of it. So there's a lot of little lines. Some of it is also done in white as well. So some of the lines are very, you know, some of the bits, there's a lot of little lines going through it. And it's quite complex when you're trying to read the pattern and work out where all the back stitches are going and how many threads. It can become quite complicated and quite time consuming. I actually find these writings quite difficult to stitch. I usually get something wrong that I have to go back, and it's quite a faff to stitch these the actual, like the letters. It's actually harder than stitching the back stitch on the design in some ways, I think. But yes, this is my next letter. This was a part of the whimsical alphabet sal, which is going on Instagram and Facebook. So these designs are released by the Little Room in the Attic. So there's a Russian girl, Maria, or Russian lady. I'm not sure how old she is, but Maria, she designs these beautiful. She has many different designs, and I love so many of them. I'd love to stitch so many of them. And she is in Russia, so she used to be on Etsy, but now unfortunately, you know, because of the current situation, Russian sellers are not able to sell on Etsy. So she has a website now where you can go on the website. I will try and link it below as well, and you can order. You have to pay via PayPal, but it's possible to order from her still through that website. The whimsical alphabet sal is almost over now. I think the last letter released was X, so we're almost at the end, but as you see, I've got a long way to go still. I don't know, it kind of looks dark on my camera, so I may, because this is the last thing I'm showing you, I may flip my camera now and show you this from the other side. And just show you everything, like maybe quickly, just so you can see it in a different light. And then I will just show you a bit of haul, and then we can wrap it up. Yeah, okay guys, so see you on the other side. Okay guys, so again, I don't know how that was. It may be that I will rewatch this video and decide I'm not going to put it on YouTube because I don't like the format, but I just wanted to try it out that one time and see how it goes. But yes, so this is again my whimsical ABC saw, just seen from the other side. So yeah, I think I really love this one. Actually, this is one of my favorite projects, even though I don't stitch on it so often, but it's not because I don't love it, it's just because I love my other projects a lot as well. And there's so many other things I want to stitch, but this is one of my favorite designs that I'm stitching. Honestly, it's a lot of work. Every letter is quite a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. Like, the end result is so cute. My fiance loves this one actually, and I think because of him I want to stitch more on it, because he kind of, every time I pull it out, he's like, oh, this is so cute, and so I'd like to stitch more on it. But yeah, again, I say it about literally every single project I have. I was actually thinking I may do in June like a little whip parade kind of video. It's mainly because I'm trying to organize myself, and now I started this already. So I made a list of all the projects that I have, and I don't know, I'm kind of trying to see how to prioritize what I'm stitching on, and how many I have, and then kind of decide what I want to, like, kind of make some sort of a plan, or like how I'm going to keep track of what I'm stitching on. And to not add too many projects, you know, I think maybe just keep a constant number of whips and not add any more whips, and only when I finish something then add another whip, and just kind of, I don't know, being a bit more organized about it. I was actually wondering if maybe I will start using one of these wheels. So I downloaded an app with this where you can make this colorful wheel that you can spin, and it shows you which project to stitch on next, and it's quite cool. I don't know if I can take my screenshot maybe and try and insert it here, but basically I made a wheel where I put all my projects that I have going on at the moment, and you can also add like the probability of what, so you basically can add how many slices you have for one project. So how likely it is for that project to come up on the wheel. And I was thinking, based on how much I want to finish something, or if it's a very large project, I need to put more stitching into it, more stitchy time. So I may add probability to these projects so that they come up more often than projects that maybe I don't care about as much. But I thought, just so that my projects get more even amount of stitchy time, I don't know, maybe it would be worth trying using the wheel and spinning it, like, I don't know, maybe not every day, because I'm not sure if I could do it every day, because maybe I should try it for a month and just spinning it every day and stitching on whatever comes every day. So I don't know, maybe I will try that in June. I don't know, because now, or maybe even I will try it next week. Though I actually wanted to do diamond painting next week, because I haven't really been doing diamond painting a lot lately, so I want to catch up on my diamond painting. So I may take a few days break from stitching, and if I do that, then I may just not stitch for a few days, and then after that I may try to do the wheel thing and see how it goes. If I spin the wheel and see what comes up, and stitch on whatever comes up every day, and see if I can do that. But I don't know yet how I'm going to plan on what I'm going to stitch on next, but I think I don't want to add any more whips until I finish something. Now, for real, the only reason really why I started this one was because I forgot about it. I knew about it before the last Flosstube, before I said that I wasn't going to have any more starts, but I forgot about it, but I really wanted to start the pigeons because of the fact that it's the right time to start them with my engagement, and because now I feel like this is the time to stitch them. So I didn't want to delay starting this project, and I honestly want to finish this ASAP. So that's why I'm not sure if the wheel will work just yet, because I kind of want to finish this very quickly, but I may just add a lot of probability to this one and see if it comes up more often than other projects. Maybe that's the way to go. I don't know yet how I'm going to do this, but I think, okay, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to now really not have any start until I have a finish, and I think I'm going to maybe try and do a little whip parade in June or July, maybe June. I think maybe June is the right time to do it because it's 6 months in the year, right? So it's like half a year whip parade, and I finally have like enough whips to maybe show them, because before I only had a few whips and I was like, okay, whip parade with like, I don't know, just a few whips. It's not really whip parade, so so I don't know. So I needed to have more whips to make a whip parade, but I also don't want to make too many whips to get stressed about it, because I think it does stress me up that I have so many projects to stitch on. I have a very long list of things that I want to stitch as well that I haven't started, but I feel that if I just keep adding things that I'm never going to finish anything, and it actually stresses me out. I know there's quite a few people who say they are process stitchers, so they just enjoy the process of stitching. But for me personally, I think maybe part of me is a process stitcher, but I really always look forward to the end result. I always like try and imagine the end result, and it matters to me to have the end result. So I want to finish my projects. I don't want to just see them in progress all the time. And if I don't have any finishes, I think that's gonna stress me out. So I'm going to try and manage, you know, maybe have a manageable number of whips, not too little, not too many, and try and get maybe, you know, add the probability on my wheel to those that that maybe are closer to being finished, and maybe are a bit, you know, the ones that I want to finish, like they're a gift for someone or something that I want to just finish for myself. You know, maybe they will come up more often. But also I don't want to completely abandon my other projects, because then I end up not stitching on some things at all because I keep stitching on something else. So I'm just trying to think of ways of how to manage all the different whips that I have. So I may discuss that in more detail in my next video. Hopefully I'll have maybe some more experience with my wheel and tell you about that next time. But yeah, so again, I've shown you I think everything. I mean, I'm just seeing if there's anything that looks better on this side. So just in terms of this fabric, because the fabric for my Seahorse wasn't showing very well on my back camera. Let me just see if it looks any better on here. Woo! Yeah, I think so. I think the color is better, isn't it? It's more, this is more what it's like. I think it's still not as good as in real life. But this is what, like, see that this lovely kind of greenish blue? This is more what it really looks like in real life. It's a really beautiful bluish, but very delicate, so it's not too strong, but also it's not as faint, I think, as it looked on my camera. So I think it's a beautiful sea background, and I think it will look gorgeous when the Seahorse is finished. And with the cranic as well, I think the cranic will add even more sparkle. So there's sparkle already in the fabric, then there'll be cranic on top of that. I think that'll be gorgeous. So I'm really actually looking forward to stitching more on the Seahorse. So that's also why I didn't want to abandon this one. I thought, no, I want to stitch the Seahorse. So because I already put a few stitches in before, I'm just gonna add it to my whips that are in my current rotation, or whatever you want to call it. So the ones that I've already started. So anything that has any stitching on, I'm going to count as a current whip, even if there's like literally 5 stitches and then it's a current whip. And if something has no stitching in it, it's gonna have to wait for me to finish something else. That's the plan. And I'm actually being serious about this now, guys. I've done some serious thinking this week about all of this, because I was getting a bit stressed up. I was getting stressed up that I will just keep forever starting new things and keep forever buying new things, but never actually finishing anything. And that's again my mirror, just in case if it looks better from this side. It's a bit transparent, but I think you get the gist. I mean, again, she doesn't look amazing yet. So I'm still not fully convinced about the Mirabilia phenomenon, but I will keep stitching on it, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how she turns out in the end. This is a very, very interesting experiment, and if she looks as beautiful as people say that they look, then I'm gonna stitch definitely more of Mirabilias in the future as well. But for now, let's just see how she turns out in the end, yeah? Okay. I forgot to say, I didn't do the back stitch on the arm yet, so that I have to do that. I left it for later. Yeah, but I'm not happy with that 2/1 stitching. It's just so uneven. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it very much. Yeah, so I think next Mirabilia, if I ever do another one, I will just do normal stitching, large stitches. Okay. So that's that, and then I started some crochet, but that's like literally I started it, and I'm doing like a row every now and then. My friend requested a rainbow goat, and I bought some rainbow wool, and I bought a pattern from Etsy, which actually gives you two options for two different goats. One is like sitting down and one's like standing up. They're both very cute, so I will probably stitch them both. But I'm not sure about the wool anymore. I'm not convinced about it just yet. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not as cute as I was expecting it to be. But anyway, I'll keep stitching. I'm really bad at crochet. I'm struggling with it. I'm struggling with the counting, and I'm struggling with not getting tangled up in it. My hook gets stuck, and you know, it pulls, it splits the wool and stuff. So it takes me a while. But I do add, you know, a little bit of stitching to it every now and then, and we'll see how it goes. If I don't like the end result, I may order some different kind of wool. Maybe it's just not the right type for it. I don't know. I'm not convinced just yet, but I'm just testing it out for now. So I've been doing some crochet as well. Sorry, there's an ambulance going. There's always ambulances on this road. It's a very busy road. Okay, and just, I don't know, I don't want to extend this video too much. So I may maybe just show you this very quickly. Some charts that I bought recently. Just because I've shown you the pigeons, or the doves, whatever you want to call them. These Love is in the Air from Cottage Garden Samplings. I told you that they were part of a series which was called A Time for All Seasons, and I really like the designs from this series, so I got some more. I got myself some more. I kind of collected them every month. I buy some more Cottage Garden Samplings designs. One that I really want to stitch, and that actually the first one that I bought was this squirrel. I love the squirrel. I think she's really cute. I love squirrels in general, and I love autumn designs. For some reason I really love autumn designs, like if they have like squirrels and nuts and or leaves, or just the autumn colors. I don't know, there's something that really attracts me to them. Then I bought I bought another autumn one. I bought a turkey. I just thought he was so funny. I just love the turkey. It's such a random design, like, because we don't have Thanksgiving. I don't do Thanksgiving. I don't really even know what Thanksgiving is, other than I've seen it in TV shows, in American TV shows and stuff. But I love the turkey. He's so cute. So I would really love to stitch the turkey. And again, I really love the autumn leaves around it as well. I think he's gonna be super cute. So I had to get him. And then I've got a couple other birds. I've got the one with the strawberry. So I think that's for summer. And I love strawberries. And I love stitching birds. So I thought, okay, I'll get this one. And there's another bird with a basket. This one, I think is really cute as well. It's kind of a spring bird. Again, I love stitching birds. And they have so many designs with birds. So I love them a lot. And I thought basket may be actually quite fun to stitch. And then I have a snowman as well for Christmassy time. So I may stitch that in winter. Yeah, but that's what I have from them. And then I got, because lately I became a patron for Teresa Kogut, because I really love her art and her designs, and I wanted one of the Patreon releases, so that's kind of motivated me to join, because she has some exclusive releases only for patrons, and there was one that I really wanted, with birds, of course. so I joined as her patron. But for Teresa Kogut, there was a design that I really wanted. And actually this pattern, I couldn't find it in the UK. I finally found it on Peakside Needleworks. It's another kind of UK-based seller. So I couldn't find it any other stores in the UK, but it's the Newcastle bouquet. So this is kind of sampler designs, and I'm not normally one for samplers, but I really love Teresa Kogut's designs, and I love the flower bouquet, and I love the birds and these moths as well. Like, there's only one moth. I love this moth. It's a beautiful one, and I really love the border actually in this one. I think it's gonna look beautiful. I may not stitch the letters because I don't really get, I don't get it with the alphabets in the samplers. I'm not an, like, I know I'm stitching my whimsical alphabet, but that's quite different. Like, it's kind of cute and funny, so I don't mind the letters there. But these random letters, I don't get them. So I'll probably omit the letters. I'll just put the bouquet and the birds and the moth. And the border, of course, the border. It's gonna be a lot of stitching. But I really wanted this one, so when I saw that it's available in the UK, then I bought it straight away. Okay, and I think this is everything I wanted to share with you. I need to go to the post office, so I'm gonna finish this. Again, I don't know if this will even end up on YouTube. Hopefully yes. And I don't know how long this video ended up being because I've chopped it into pieces. So we're gonna see at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. I hope you found something interesting in it. Again, thank you so much for joining me for my Flosstube. Have a wonderful stitchy day or stitchy evening or stitchy week. I don't know when you're going to see this video. But yes, basically have a wonderful, wonderful time, do your crafts, and I hope it's also sunny where you are, you know, so enjoy the sun as well, hopefully. Yeah, and I hope to see you next time. If you're new here and you enjoyed this video and you're not subscribing yet, then don't forget to press that big red button down there that says subscribe. It would be lovely if you would join my family of subscribers, my chaotic channel. You know, you're very, very welcome here. It would be lovely to have you here with us. Yeah, and I think this is it really. So I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now. And I hope to see you in my next video. Yeah, so bye bye.